stories with you about this rivalry?
Yeah, when I came, those guys used to meet for coffee once a week. And I'm sure some of you guys went to them. It's a good group. I don't know that they shared as much stories about it specifically. I still remember most of the stuff that I've heard about the rivalry was probably from Coach Fambro, more so than anybody else. I mean, everybody, I was a part of it 1 year, and I saw it that 1 year. That was like, wow. And then I was a part of it, obviously, you know, over a period of the first, what was it, the first 10 years we were here. And I saw and felt that. But I don't remember that 52 team ever breaking it down, other than the fact that in general terms, we don't like them and they don't like us. So you know, and that's obviously what makes for a pretty good heated rivalry.
How much have you enjoyed having it back these last few years after that hiatus?
Enjoy's probably a little bit strong, but I think it's been good for us. And I think I can't speak for them, but I would probably say the same thing for them, to have it on the schedule where fans have something to look forward to. I'm sure it'll be as hostile a situation as we've gone into, and that's two pretty good ones in 1 week, to be honest, because Creighton was really good too. But this will be more from a hostile situation than just a lot of people in the building like Creighton, although it was still a great crowd. So we're going to have to be much better than we were handling, you know, an opposing team's atmosphere than we were this past Wednesday.
Do you have ambitions to kind of re-up? I think you guys have 2 more games left scheduled against Missouri. Do you want to redo it, or?
I'm sure it'll be reviewed by the higher ups. I don't know exactly what that'll look like moving forward. I mean, guys, I'm not coaching in 10-year increments, so I don't know what they'll want to do, but certainly I think it's been good so far, and it's been good for season tickets. And next year, the next 2 being in Kansas City, I think will obviously be good for both schools from a revenue standpoint.
When you look at this year's Mizzou team compared to last year, I know they've got a lot of young faces. What's different?
They're better. I think that they're having some individuals have big years. You know, Grill's off to a great start, and Bates is off to a great start, and Mark Mitchell's a guy that we, you know, really tried to recruit hard, and he's obviously a terrific talent, and more, but a lot of new faces. They've done a great job as far as recruiting quickness and speed to play to the style that they want to play with, and then they got, you know, some strength and some size inside too. So I think that they've got a good team. I mean, they're definitely a team that can have success in their league, even though that league is a monster. But they can have success in the league, and they could be an NCAA tournament team. There's no question.
How's Ryland feeling? Any news on any change with Shaq?
No, Shaq, no. I mean, guys, I haven't seen we watched tape yesterday, but I don't know anything about anything other than I hadn't seen him out on the practice court. But Shaq, no. Ryland, I don't see any reason why he can't be close to 100%.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about, after film yesterday, you talked about the rivalry and the history of it. For some of the newer guys that you have, how do you go about trying to explain to them what the past is, while also understanding that it's just another game?
I didn't take the approach that it was just another game. I didn't take the approach that it's the most important game. I just took the approach that, hey, they're going to come after us in a way that we better be prepared for, and we need to have the same feelings towards them. But I didn't approach it as just another game, because in all honesty, it's not just another game. But it's not as important as league games. But it from a non-conference standpoint, we can circle Duke Michigan State or Carolina and everything, hey, this game's circled right with those. I mean, this is a big game for us. And I'm sure it's a big game for them, but certainly we're looking at it as a big game.
You just mentioned the two environments in a row. Is there a benefit to playing 2 road games in a week at this time of year?
I don't know it if
Right.
there is, but it's no reason to bitch about it because we're doing it.
Sure.
So I'll say it's great, of course. But hopefully we handle and come more ready to play. Even though I don't think our intentions or our effort was bad the other day, we just played poorly, and then they got off to such a great start. And they guarded us differently than anybody's guarded us, and did some different things, which was smart and effective. But the bottom line is we still need to step up and make some plays when they present themselves, and we didn't do that the other night.
What is other than the crowd, maybe that's the answer, but what is the difference between your guys handling a neutral environment and then handling a true road environment?
The thing about it is, people make a big deal about certain things a lot of times. We should make a big deal about what our record is at home against really good teams. And the thing about it is, there's something about a home court that if playing well gives you a momentum boost, gives you intangibles that you don't really get on the road, especially when you're not doing well. When you're not doing well on the road, other team feels that, and then they capitalize off of that a lot of times. When you're doing that at home, we feel that, we capitalize off it, but there's been many times we weren't very good at home, and the crowd lifted us to a point where maybe we couldn't create that own energy if we were away from home. That's what home crowds do. So they'll have that, and we need to somehow turn that energy into the louder it gets, the better it is for us. We need to flip that. And I don't think it was the crowd that hurt us as much at Creighton. I don't think that was it. I think their players played better than us and they coached better than us. And so that was the difference in the game more so than the crowd.
Does your age help you be able to manufacture that, you think? Or you'll find out, but do you think it should?
I think it should.
Mhm.
And I also think Juan being from Columbia. And I also think guys being involved in this rivalry, at least on a limited time, helps with that too. I think it should help, but that doesn't always guarantee. Just because you have experience doesn't guarantee, well, we're going to handle every situation perfectly.
What did the film show on Hunter getting swarmed by Creighton?
Yeah, I think they put a lot of guys around him. We stopped footage quite a bit and said, hey, he's got 3 guys around him that makes it for hard catches and things like that. But I also think our angles to feed the post, what we did to help him, what he did to post to help himself, playing through him regardless of how they played or if they were going to, it wasn't really a double team. It would just try to keep him from catching it. And then after he caught it, swarming, but that didn't really double him. I think there's some things that we can do the way that we want to play that would be far more effective to helping him out more so than we did the other night.
How did Zach do?
In the limited time the other night, I
Yeah.
thought he did fine. He made a basket and got a couple of rebounds and a steal. I thought Zach did fine. Yeah, I thought he did well.
Did you sense frustration from Hunter about that? Obviously he's used to getting big numbers and touches, and did you feel like that got to him, or did he handle it pretty well? DeJuan said he didn't see him frustrated at all.
I think that he handled it pretty well because he's old.
Mhm.
I think that naturally things like that can be frustrated. We talked about it, and it is frustrating at times. But the thing about it is, it's stuff that everybody has to do collectively, in my opinion, to put emphasis on getting him touches, and we didn't do that. We didn't put an emphasis on getting him touches near as much as what we ran a play to start the second half that actually worked perfectly, and he had no chance to do anything other than just catch it and throw it to Juan, and they were 18 feet off of Juan. So in all, best way to help him is have some guys step up and make some shots too.
Jaden Nickens signed with the football team. He's going to play both sports from your perspective, what was that recruitment like with Coach Townsend and talking to football? How'd that all kind of play out from your perspective?
I played golf we played golf, Kurt and staff and I played golf with Joe Carter in Kansas City. Joe Carter, we start talking about Millwood High School, where he went to high school. He said, hey, there's a two-sport guy down there that y'all should take a look at. So we took a look at him, and we knew of him, but we took a look at him, and he had committed to OU in football prior and had decommitted. So Kurt calls him, and we talked to him and everything, and then football actually got involved after that. So I don't know what I can legally do. I guess we can talk about it, but the bottom line is I think that's a pretty good get. And I'm sure that football's very excited right now.
So your past experience with two-sport guys, I guess, how have they informed maybe the way that you'll approach having another one this time around?
I don't think that I don't think there's going to be much correlation at all. The two-sport athletes we had in the past haven't been two-sport athletes to be a contributor with us. They've been a football contributor and then been on the team. If I'm
Except for Connor Tian.
yeah, well, Connor did play spring football 1 week. Okay, so isn't that right? 1 week he played spring football. Or no, he may have played it for more than that.
Yeah, he
So
played in the
he
spring
got
game.
in the spring game.
Right.
I think he may have thrown a TD pass in the spring game.
Deep ball.
That was set up to allow us to score a TD pass. But of course, he would never admit to that, but I think it was all scripted.
Chris
But-
played in the spring game too, didn't he? Remember that?
Chris Tehan?
Yeah.
To try to match what his brother
Of course.
did? And did he catch a pass?
He might have scored too.
Okay,
But
well,
that was
trust me, that was
definitely
scripted. But I don't see, this youngster has a chance to be, hopefully an all-league type receiver. And the rules have changed. I don't know if you guys have followed the rules. The rules have changed. There's roster limits. There's not scholarship limits. So, depending on how it plays out, who knows how it'll play out. But certainly his athleticism and everything could be good for us. There's no question. But we won't see him until, a late date. And with that being said, then you still got roster limits to worry about at that. So we're going into it knowing he's football first and foremost.
What is the roster limit next year?
14 for us. 14 for us because
For one.
we had to dock one from the NCAA.
Oh,
15 for everybody across America, be 14 for us,
including Wildcats.
including walk-ons. Yeah. Small number,
Yeah.
very small number.
How much do you have to change your approach then?
Oh, we'll have to change it totally.
Right.
Do you go get 14 guys on scholarship? Do you take 2 developmental guys on scholarship that you don't have to pay a lot of NIL money to and hope it pans out? Do you try to keep the same guys that are presently in your program with guys and try to, get 11 scholarship guys and roll the dice with the other 3? I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. I've always thought you start with what you really need and then you work your way down to it as opposed to doing the other, and then you don't know. It may jam some situation that you can't go after later. I hate to say that, but there's a lot of unknowns until probably summertime on some of that stuff.
Anything else?
Let's go.